In light of Marvel and Disney potentially acquiring the film rights to the Fantastic Four back, allowing them to repair the damage caused by many travesties over the years, attempting to bring these characters to the big screen, I thought I'd take a look at the Fantastic Four film that tends to be overlooked, the one that was never released. Produced with a low budget of $1 million, and filmed over the course of 21 to 25 days, it was intended to come out during the Labor Day weekend of 1993. Unfortunately, unbeknownst to the cast and crew, speculation arose that the movie was made simply to retain the film rights to the characters, and was in fact never intended to be fully released. Though Stan Lee himself has also believed that, one of the executive producers stated that Marvel thought the low budget would damage the franchise as well. It could have been a combination of one or more of these reasons. Who knows? Today, it's my job to watch this movie and break it down. Is it any good? Are there any redeeming qualities to it? Let's find out. Being that the film was unreleased, the video quality isn't the best, so keep that in mind. Here we go. The film starts off with a pretty generic opening, nothing special. When the title does appear, it happens without much build-up or anticipation. It's not epic in any way. The images we're shown as the credits roll are of space, which makes me hopeful seeing as the Fantastic Four explore it in the comics, but I don't know how much of the source material they'll be using, so they could just be ripping off Superman's opening for all I care. We're then introduced to Reed Richards in typical fashion for this type of character, showing us how smart he is by answering a question the teacher couldn't even answer.
That is the speed of light. In miles per second, if you prefer kilometers per second, then you get 299,000.
792.458.
Thank you, Reed.
You're welcome, sir.
Why would the professor set himself up for failure like that, trying to calculate such a big number in front of all these students? That's like hanging yourself out to dry. Raise your hand next time, douchebag. After passing notes back and forth in class, with his college friend Victor Von Doom, they argue afterwards about each other's calculations.
All I'm saying is if we don't take into consideration the possibility of a velocity variance, the result could be failure. Victor, we worked on this for 4 years, okay? I don't want to blow it.
And from what I understand, they plan on harnessing the power of Colossus, a radioactive comet-like energy source that is about to pass by Earth. Reed and Victor open up the roof to this electro tower thing that either shoots electricity into Colossus as it passes overhead, or absorbs its energy. I don't really know. Something goes wrong and Victor is electrocuted. Reed's friend Ben from earlier tackles Victor to the ground and he is presumed dead. The way Victor is electrocuted is meant to be dramatic, but I can't help but laugh at how over the top it is. Fast forward 10 years to the Baxter Building, where Reed is asking Ben to fly a new rocket he has built into space. This is where the true cringe begins happening. They need a crew, so they go get Susan and Johnny Storm, who were introduced earlier in the film at a boarding house where Reed lived in college. They were a lot younger then, but now are full-grown adults, or teenagers, I don't really know. The actors playing them could be in their 30s for crying out loud.
Hi, Mrs. Storm. Johnny and Susan go to outer space with us?
Well, I don't know, dear. You'll have to ask them.
Ben, this is crazy. What do they know about astrophysics?
Come on, they may not have Harvard diplomas, but they know more about this project than anyone else on Earth. Besides, you don't let them come. They will never forgive you.
I'm sorry, but the logic in that is outstanding. It's okay though, because Reed is using his other head once he gets a look at the matured Susan Storm. Gone are the days of just kissing her on the cheek. Now he can take her to space with his massive rocket, if you catch my drift.
Look at you. The Fantastic Four.
We're not even 20 minutes into this movie yet, and we're introduced to another character, Ben's love interest, Alicia Masters, after he knocks her down by mistake, breaking her statue, and then proceeds to forcefully lift her up, and she doesn't seem to care. It's weird. The biggest problem I have with this movie, so far, is that it moves through everything really quickly, without much explanation. The characters seem to just go along with everything happening to them, without questioning anything. I know this is all based off a comic book, and the characters are like this, but the audience doesn't know that. Okay, so now I have to explain this one weird-ass side character to you. He doesn't fit in with anything else going on, and looks like he'd have the voice of Billy Crystal coming out of him. When did this turn into the Princess Bride? His plan is to steal the diamond from Reed Richards, and then use it to win over Alicia Masters. I don't know who or what this guy is supposed to be, but he doesn't feel like someone who should be in a movie about the Fantastic Four. The character is silly, odd, and his inclusion really takes me out of everything. I admit this whole movie has been pretty stupid, but this is the dumbest thing thus far. The thief that steals the diamond is being watched by Doom, who at first wants his men to stop it, but then enjoys what he sees, knowing it will help prevent Reed from reaching the Colossus before he does.
Well, let us see what this bizarre little thief has in mind. The diamond has been replaced with a man-made replica. Perfect! It seems our little friend has helped me more than I could have dreamed. I don't need to stop this mission now. Now no one will capture Colossus before me, and they can die in space.
So Reed, Ben, Sue, and Johnny go into space, but the diamond is a fake, so it doesn't help absorb the cosmic energy, and the four of them are blasted with radiation. The ship even explodes. Holy shit, how could they survive that? And Dr. Doom has himself a little laugh. They all miraculously survive, but now have special abilities. Johnny can sneeze fire, Susan can go invisible, Reed can stretch, and Ben has the power of standing there and looking confused. The thief guy from earlier apparently has an army of thieves, and they kidnap Alicia Masters. The US Army finds the four stranded, and Ben Grimm has transformed into the Thing. I'd say the prosthetics look pretty good, but then again, it isn't much better than the 2005 film. Dr. Doom then reveals his plan to extract the power from Reed, Sue, Ben, and Johnny to become all-powerful. In order to accomplish that, though, he needs the diamond from the jeweler. So, he goes and attacks their fortress, and straight up shoots a guy with his pistol point blank. Thing comes to the rescue of Alicia after having been taken in by the thieves when he left his friends feeling left out, and we get the line we've all been waiting for.
Doom, it's clobbering time.
Ben, no!
What the fuck? Okay, so he transforms back to Ben Grimm, and then runs outside, gets angry, screams, trips balls, the camera spins around like a washing machine, which is really weird, and then he becomes the Thing again. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Is it because he's in love? Who knows? Doom contacts the rest of the team via Dr. Evil television monitor. I was expecting him to demand for $1 million, but no. He just threatens to destroy New York City with a giant laser, for what seems like his umpteenth evil plan in this movie. Ben returns, and the four decide to attack Doom at his castle. They put on the costumes that were hastily introduced earlier in the film, and they arrive ready for a fight. Honestly, the suits don't look half bad. They could have been a lot worse. Doom quickly captures them, and Reed confronts him regarding his true identity.
Victor?
Victor? Ah. A name from the past. You may call me Dr. Doom.
Speaking of Dr. Doom, let's talk about this guy. While the performance is silly, you have to admit he's the best looking Doom we've seen in live action form, which is surprising, coming from a film that's almost 25 years old, and one that was never released. I find him to be too goofy, and in that sense, not a very good depiction of the character, but asking yourself whether you'd want to watch this one or Gillian McMahon's from 2005 is like asking if you'd rather be shot in the left leg or the right leg. Pick your poison. They both suck. At least this Doom is funny. He's got a problem with moving his hands all the time when he speaks, and always has the need to touch people's faces. It's awkwardly funny.
Insurance as well.
Honestly, if there was one reason to watch this movie, it's for Dr. Doom. He's so bad that it's entertaining as hell. I loved it. Anyways, back to the film. So Dr. Doom tells them how much he hates them, begins transferring their powers, and Reed manages to stretch his leg out and kick the device, disabling it. Doom activates the laser, which causes Johnny to fly after it, with terrible effects, might I add. Ben rescues Alicia, the Human Torch becomes the Human Shield with the laser, and Reed beats the piss out of Dr. Doom. It couldn't have been more one-sided. Now mind you, Reed does try to save him, but he pulls the old "fuck you, I'd rather die" move, and falls to his apparent demise. Reed and Sue get married, and Mr. Fantastic does a final wave to the camera before the credits roll. So that was the unreleased Fantastic Four film that never saw the light of day. Is it bad? Yes. Is it terrible? Yes. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it. It was fascinating to watch, and I found myself laughing at a lot of things, which means it entertained me. If you haven't seen it before, at least give it a watch. It's cringy at times and the performances aren't the best, but it was never released, and probably for good reason. This has been NerdGasm. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel for future content. As always, take care of yourselves, stay nerdy, and until next time, well, until next time.
Where are we?
Beautiful, charming little country. Thy supreme and beloved monarch. Come back and visit us sometime for a vacation. Bring the kids.